Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Well, in our opinion, of course, Bob.
Napoleon's probably wondering why we didn't introduce him. Napoleon Bonaparte. That's
There
our
you
little
go.
joke that's really bad. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about the one thing that may be causing your patellofemoral pain. Stop it now. Stop it.
Stop it, yeah. So we're talking about knee pain, Bob.
Right.
Right there on the kneecap.
And we'll talk about a little bit of what that is, but normally, just like any other joint of the body, it's just not there by itself. It's being affected by the hip and the ankle, what you're doing there.
Right.
And today we're going to actually talk about how the hip can affect what's going on at your knee. But before we do that, Brad, the time is now, isn't it? If you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. Come on in. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go over to the Facebook and like us because Brad and I, as children, were not liked. It's a sad story, but we're trying to turn things around.
Why,
and
Bob?
It's working, Brad.
All right, let's get on with it.
So patellofemoral pain, that's that knee pain that you feel. It's a general achiness. A lot of times it feels like it's right behind the kneecap because it is.
Yeah.
I've seen it where it is right around the knee that people describe it. Again, it's kind of a dull ache. It just keeps going on. A lot of times worse with stairs, running, anything where you're putting a little more weight on the knee, getting up to stand.
Right, yeah, so that motion. A lot of times, going down the stairs, a lot of times I have patients,
worse.
it's a little worse than going up.
And sometimes you feel like a grinding or kind of a clicking noise even sometimes.
Right. And it may be grinding in there.
Right. So what is happening here? Lonnie, if you want to come on in closer. Oh, our hip is a little tight here too, Brad.
Yeah, we got to mobilize that.
So we got the femoral joint, the femur, and we got the tibia. And you see there's actually a little groove here. I don't know if you can point that out, Brad, with And the kneecap, it doesn't just sit there. It actually moves up and down when you're bending and extending the knee. And normally it wants to, fit right into that groove and glide up and down. But if you do something like turn your knee, Brad's going to demonstrate this. If you bend your knee in, so you're knock-kneed or valgus.
Yeah, I got the tape on here so you can see that when you get that angle. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, although we've seen people
with that bad.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't have to be this bad in order to get this problem.
Now, one way that this happens, though, is the hip is turning in. It's internally rotating. Right. And why does that happen? Weak muscles, weak hip muscles. And I see it in a lot of women, and that's why I think you see a little more patellofemoral problems in women. But what that causes is now coming back down here, Lonnie. You got it? Okay. What that causes, the kneecap is going to ride a little more over onto the side, and it's going to ride on this sharp edge, and it's going to wear out the back of the underside of the patella, and we get chondromalacia, or a softening under the edge, and that hurts.
Right. It's kind of like producing some arthritic changes in that surface.
So we want to, very good, Brad. So we want to strengthen the muscles that are going to stop the hip from turning in. We're going to pull it back out again. So that's what these exercises do here. And we did this in 3 minutes. We usually take 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're getting better.
We're getting better.
We watch those comments.
Brad, while I'm showing the clamshells, do you want to get a band around you and get ready for?
You want to band me?
Yeah. Listen to the band.
All right.
Okay. So the first one we're going to do is a clamshell, and it's very simple because we're working the external rotators of the hip, and this one works really well. It describes kind of what you're doing, by the way, because you're bringing your legs to your knees together like this, and you're just working. And it looks like a clam, doesn't it, Brad?
Yeah, clamshell. Nom, 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 nom.
Now, you're going to be surprised if you haven't done these. You won't need any extra resistance to start off with. Because mine actually, I must not do these, Brad. I do hip strengthening, but I don't do these. And I'm already feeling it on my legs.
Well, of course, Bob.
So what would you say, Brad, for sets?
Sets, 10 to 15, 3 sets.
3 sets, and take the breather. I don't know how many I did there, but it was enough for me. And now I can go ahead and do another set of 10 to 15. And you could do that even, at least once a day, right?
Right, yep, once a day. Once you
twice would be probably too much, huh?
It all depends on the condition of the person.
Right.
Assuming those muscles are weak, we want to start with once and build up to 2.
Brad's got a band around him. We got the Sank band. We'll have those listed down below. They're just a nice loop that you can put around, and it'll work with all these exercises we're doing. So, Brad, do you want to show
With the band
Yeah,
on?
with the band. So it's going to be tougher now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is going to...
Oh, I got your mic again.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the other side?
No, well, I want to face... They want to see
Okay.
the front of me, Bob, I thought. I don't know. Okay, so again, heel on heel and...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's going to work.
Yeah.
That's gonna work you hard.
Yep, it works at posterior fibers of the abductor and the gluteus maximus, and what else we got in there?
I don't know if the minimus and the medius, if they'd kick in for the external rotators, but definitely the maximus does.
Oh, I can feel it specifically now.
Piriformis.
Piriformis,
Definitely,
oh,
yeah.
yes.
So
Anybody, anatomy people, just chime in on a comment if we missed one.
right.
What about the obturator? That
Obturator?
Obturator,
Yeah.
externus.
Yeah. We're bringing back trying to use our memory now. Okay, Brad, why don't you, I'll show the next one now. Now this next one is probably a little graphic, but this is exactly what it is. It's called the fire hydrant, and it looks like a dog found his way up to a fire hydrant, and we're going to go ahead.
Do his thing.
Yep, we're going to bring it up like this.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me point this out, Bob. And this is a nice, this is one of those common exercises you'll see in fitness classes.
Yeah.
You're down there working that hip muscle right there.
So again, you're getting some external rotation here,
Sure.
and you're getting some abduction.
Again, the idea is to get this to straighten out, which is going to help that kneecap in the groove.
Yeah, if you're an athlete, you play volleyball and stuff like that, and you've been landing with your knees kind of coming together, you're going to be more prone to these type of things.
Right.
And in basketball too.
Right.
So there's a lot of sports where
Right.
we actually try to teach the person to land right when they're jumping.
Sure.
Otherwise, it also even more prone to some other injuries.
Right.
So,
And Bob mentioned females have this a little bit more, and the reason is because typically females, their hips are inherently a little bit wider, so
Right.
it makes that Q angle that we're talking about a little more prone.
you want to do that with the band?
Yes,
You want to try it?
Yeah, Bob, I want to. All right, here we go. Here, you want to have the pointer stick?
Yeah. Well, I'm just tying my shoe while you're working.
Be careful with that, though. That's the only thing I got to see. Let me get these glasses off.
Careful tying my shoe.
Yeah, but whatever. Just be careful. At this age, you got to be careful doing everything, Bob.
There we go. Working the hip external rotators, and again, that's going to be a lot more difficult with the band. The bands
yeah.
come in different levels of difficulty. You have is that the peach one? That usually
Yeah,
is
this
a
is the
little
peach.
easier, but still, I know it's not that
Right.
easy overall.
And then, you can work different directions too if you want
Sure.
to as well. Boom, boom, you can come up this way and it adds that resistance
Yeah,
on
if you want to
there.
get them all in there.
One thing I would not do is I wouldn't wear this to the office.
Right.
Yeah, not to work.
People will talk even more about you than they did before.
Do I need
All right.
that on some more?
What's that?
Do I need this some more?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you were talking about with squats, you could use them, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can start doing some squats. Now with squats, you're going to really want to make sure things are lined up here. So you want to show it, Brad, when I'm squatting?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hold on to this and you show with this.
Yeah, that's the balance.
The balance
When you're
part.
over 50, you need balance stuff.
So you're going to squat. Now I don't want the knees to go past the feet.
Right.
So I got to worry about that, but I also don't want to do this.
See? Yeah.
So this is where you got to really work on keeping the knees right over the toes.
So good body
lined up.
mechanics.
Yep.
Keep that patella in the groove.
What I like to use for doing this, what makes it a lot easier, do you mind just sliding this down, Brad? And this isn't going to work completely because I don't have a real good wall here, but I can kind of demonstrate or symbolize it, is that if you have the ball on the wall, and I'm going to do squats now. Now it's really easy to keep my knees, my feet in front of my knees.
Sure.
And all I have to concentrate on is keeping the knees out and not in like this.
Yep, don't let them do that bowling in.
And what's nice about this, Brad, with the ball then, you can eventually work on one-legged squats.
Yep.
And the same thing again, I'm going to keep the knee out, and it's going to take a lot more strength to do this. And if you're a real good athlete, you can start using weights on the side even,
Sure.
and start
Yep.
doing single leg squats with the leg out.
Real advanced people. Give a demonstration of how the wrong way to do it.
Okay. So let's say with both even, a lot of people do this. They land, even when they're jumping, they land like this.
The knees come
Yep,
together.
they come forward. I see a lot of ladies all the time, even in volleyball, they go like this.
Yep.
And they want to go like this. So that's really important. Again, that's going to stop that knee from coming in. Also, you're going to be less likely to get injured.
Right.
So
Right. It is statistically, I think it's female basketball players in high school have the highest rate of ACL injuries, which can be related to this.
That landing.
Yep.
Now you were going to show the squat with the band on.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So yep, you can get the band on and like this, and then just hold out. And and if you wanted to do this is for the more advanced.
sure.
people.
Now you're getting a little double workout.
Right. 1, 2,
You're getting a squat
3,
and you're working
4,
the abductor at the
5.
same time.
Yep. So I'm working quadriceps and those muscles, and I'm concentrating. I'm not going into here. I'm keeping them in line here.
What I like about this, Brad, is you're teaching the muscle to fire. When it goes down like that,
Sure.
you're teaching that muscle to fire at the same time.
Right. So
That's-
you're training it.
You're training
yep,
it. Yep.
Exactly.
So-
It's not just exercising. There's a difference between exercising and training. We don't have to get into this
Yeah.
now, but that's what we're doing there. It
All
makes
right.
it therapeutic, Bob.
All right, Brad, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do so.
Thank everybody for watching.
You bet.